Welcome to today's Explainer. We're diving straight into a massive biological mystery hidden right inside your own head. Seriously, if you've ever felt that weird, nagging anxiety when a room gets just a little too quiet, you are in the perfect place. Today, we're unpacking exactly why the human brain is literally terrified of being alone. And spoiler alert, it has everything to do with millions of years of brutal evolution that are still secretly running your life right now.
So picture this. You're sitting in your room. Your phone is totally silent. No notifications, no texts dropping in, just you and the crushing silence. How long does it honestly take before you crack? Before you start swiping through apps, flipping on the TV, or doing literally anything to escape the quiet? It's this creeping, atmospheric dread that hits almost all of us. But why?
Well, why does being alone feel so unbelievably uncomfortable? Why does loneliness actually physically hurt? The most crucial thing to understand right away is that this is not some personal weakness. You're not broken. This feeling is the direct result of ancient survival wiring. Your brain, the one sitting in your skull right now, was not designed for modern digital life. It was relentlessly engineered to survive the wild.
Which brings us to our first major concept, survival in the wild, and when being alone literally meant dying.
To really get why your modern brain acts this way, we have to rewind the clock about 100,000 years. Think about it. No cities, no hospitals, no emergency services. Just endless wilderness, massive predators, and zero margin for error. Generation after generation, the ancient humans who stuck like glue to their tribes survived. The ones who wandered off to be alone? Yeah, they didn't make it. Fast forward to today, and you inherited the brain of the survivors. A brain that still demands belonging as a matter of life and death.
Back then, isolation was a death sentence. Let's be real, human beings are incredibly fragile. We don't have razor-sharp claws, we can't outrun a lion, and our teeth are pretty useless in a fight. Our absolute greatest weapon was each other. Working together meant we could hunt, share scarce food, protect our kids, and keep watch at night. If you got separated from the group, your odds dropped to zero. So deep down in your neural pathways, connection doesn't just feel nice, it equals survival.
Let's look at the actual biology of this pain and why silence hurts so much.
Have you ever noticed that severe loneliness feels almost like a physical ache in your chest? There's a mind-blowing scientific reason for that. Your brain processes social rejection using the exact same neural pathways it uses for physical injury. It's an evolutionary masterpiece. Think about physical pain. You touch a hot fire, it burns, you instantly pull your hand back from danger. Social pain works the exact same way. If you're excluded, it hurts terribly, forcing you to run back to the safety of your group. Pain is just your brain's ultimate alarm system.
So when you're feeling ignored or left out, that intense sting is just your ancient survival system sounding a massive, blaring alarm. It's not trying to make you miserable. It is literally trying to save your life from predators. Your ancient brain isn't asking, am I popular? No, it's asking, am I safe?
But here's where things get really complicated. Welcome to the digital illusion, where modern life constantly tricks our ancient brains.
The world we live in today is unrecognizable to the one we evolved in. You can have 10,000 followers online, be in 5 group chats at once, and still feel profoundly empty and alone. Why? Because your hardware was built for real, physical human connection. We're talking eye contact, hearing a voice, physical touch, deep trust. A glowing pixel on a screen, a like, a comment, a text, it's just not the same. A push notification can never replicate the primal safety of a real-life tribe.
And yet, our tech is perfectly designed to hack this system. Every time your phone buzzes, you get a tiny hit of dopamine. It falsely promises your brain, hey, you're connected, the tribe is here. But it's an illusion. So when the screen finally goes black and the notifications stop, your brain panics. It feels like you've been abandoned in the wild. It's not just a bad habit, it's your prehistoric survival software freaking out because it can't find its people. This brings us to a really dangerous side effect, the toxic trap of choosing familiar pain.
This is going to sound wild, but the fear of loneliness is often way stronger than the desire for actual happiness. People will stay in absolutely miserable situations because, to their primal brain, being totally alone feels like staring death in the face. Your brain will actively choose a familiar, painful relationship over the unfamiliar void of being alone. For our ancestors, keeping any connection, even a bad one, kept you alive, and that instinct, it completely overrides logic today.
We see this toxic trap play out constantly. It's the exact reason people stay stuck in draining friendships, toxic romantic relationships, or environments where they are completely miserable. The very same survival mechanism that brilliantly kept our ancestors alive is now weaponized against our mental health. It tricks us into clinging to terrible situations just to avoid the perceived death sentence of isolation.
But it's not all doom and gloom. Let's talk about intentional solitude and how we can actually rewrite these ancient patterns.
We are not helpless victims of our biology. The game changer is realizing that being alone and being lonely are two totally different things. Loneliness is passive. It's that agonizing feeling that you're lacking connection. But solitude is a superpower. It's the intentional, deliberate choice to spend time with yourself. Once you realize your brain is just pulling a false alarm, you can stop running from loneliness and start cultivating real solitude.
And the science behind intentional solitude is absolutely incredible. When you finally push past that initial caveman panic, the benefits are huge. Choosing to be alone actually spikes your creativity. It drastically lowers baseline stress. It forces you to actually hear your own inner voice, which builds deep self-awareness and immense emotional resilience. You stop being a hostage to the silence, and you start using it to grow.
So how do we actually hack this outdated hardware? You have to start small, literally. Just go for a walk outside and leave your phone on the kitchen counter. Sit in total silence for 10 minutes and read a book. Try writing down whatever is rattling around in your head, or just close your eyes and breathe for a few minutes. Yeah, your brain might freak out at first, but every time you do this, you are teaching your nervous system a radical new lesson. You are completely alone, and you are 100% safe.
If you only remember one thing from this explainer today, make it this. The next time you're sitting in a quiet room and that familiar urge to grab your phone hits you, take a breath. Your brain isn't broken, you aren't flawed, you are just ancient. You're carrying around hardware built for a dangerous world that doesn't exist anymore. But the beauty is, you have the consciousness to override it. Building true mental toughness doesn't mean becoming some lone wolf who never needs anyone. That's a myth. Real strength is knowing you can deeply love and connect with your tribe, while simultaneously being totally unafraid to sit quietly with your own mind. It's finding peace in the silence.
So I want to leave you with one final question to think about today. Are you ready to finally embrace your own company? Are you ready to take the wheel, silence that ancient alarm bell, and stop confusing solitude with danger? Understanding your brain is the first step to truly mastering your life. Thanks for diving into this explainer with us. And hey, do yourself a favor today. Go spend 5 minutes completely alone. You'll be amazed at what happens.